Okay, gentlemen, you receive the instruction in the dressing room. I expect a clean and fair fight. Listen at all times to my commands and protect yourself at all times. Any question? No? Okay, touch glove and good luck, okay?
German referee Jürgen Langos gives the fighters their instructions. And we're ready to get this one underway. 12 rounds for the WBC silver featherweight title.
Right away, you see the southpaw versus right-hander matchup as the southpaw Penalosa and the right-hander lerato Lamini.
Now both these guys got a few early wins. Lamini has got 4 inside the first 2 rounds, and Penalosa six of his wins have come inside 2 rounds. So he's a quick starter and a quick finisher.
Yep, and hence why, you know, he hasn't been past the 8-round mark yet. So it'll be interesting to see how Lamini, nice attempt at a combination there. You see the speed of Lamini there as he tried to get the timing on Penalosa. He came up short with the punches, but you can see very reactive here early on in round 1.
Well, both looking for the jabs. It's southpaw Penalosa, orthodox Lamini.
Yeah. Lamini seems to have those quick in and out moves, and we'll see if Penalosa can time him. Because when a guy's in and he's out, yes, he's got to be fast, and Lamini clearly has the speed, but if he's always in and out, you can also time that on his way out. And we'll see if Penalosa is able to do that. He's stalking very cautiously. Lamini giving a lot of head movement, a lot of rhythm. Not wouldn't say too much head movement, more so rhythm, in and out. Small steps.
Good, very wide stance though, Lamini, which is not good for getting out of range with those wide legs. Missing there, and that's because he was out of range.
As far as the legs not crossing up too much, so Penalosa stepping on Lamini's foot right there, but sometimes with southpaw and the right hand, the legs do cross up. So far, not too much of that. And you got to watch those head clashes as well, as they bend on the same side. A good body shot combination there by Lamini.
A little warning for a bit low, but that looked good to me. He put his shots together nice there, nice flow early on. Just struggling to let his punches go, Penalosa, and
yeah,
that's good from Lamini.
Yeah, and I think the speed of Lamini has him a little bit cautious and hesitant. Lamini can find that rhythm and stepping in and stepping out and disguising his in. He'll be able to let go of some good punches and good combinations, but he's got to disguise his in enough to keep Penalosa's hands in his pocket.
Picked up with the jab there from Lamini. Good fast counters as well there. Nice little right hand going in from the man from South Africa.
Oh, good left hand by Penalosa. So got it going. And again.
Certainly a nice quick combination there from Lamini.
Now Penalosa trying to time Lamini's jab as he parried and tried to step in with his own jab. Good tactical round.
Yeah, for me, I think Lamini
slightly edged it, but it was close.
Slightly edged it, yeah, with just quicker punches, them little combinations, these 3-punch combinations he put together.
Yeah, a couple of flash shot combinations.
Yeah.
Flash shots.
Missing there, though. Left hand, southpaw there. There's the combinations of Lamini. That's Jonathan Penalosa in the corner. Penalosa, real boxing family, the Penalosas. He has a brother that competes as well.
Yeah. They speak for themselves. The name Penalosa resonates in Filipino boxing. You see Lamini again Coming in with that little small steps rhythm. Penalosa trying to cautiously close the gap without walking into anything with Lamini's speed. There's a little small check hook by Lamini as Penalosa attempted the straight left cross.
And you talked about the family, Jerry Penalosa. Jerry Penalosa was the WBC super flyweight champion. He was also the WBO bantamweight champion. Beat Johnny Gonzalez by a KO in 7 rounds. Lost the title to Juan Manuel Lopez. Very, very good fighter.
Yeah, in his day, Lopez was already a good fighter too. And of course, by that point, Penalosa was up in age a little bit as well. I remember the knockout of Gonzalez. He was behind in the fight and he landed a great body shot. His reactive counter punch attempt there by Lamini on the gloves by Penalosa. Penalosa keeping his positioning well, but as you see Lamini trying to escape, he get the legs crossed up. That's going to happen from time to time with a lefty and a righty, so you got to watch for that.
Penalosa is looking to sort of walk him down, but he's not getting the shots off, is he? He's just taking his time.
Yeah, but he's trying to create panic. He's trying to create panic in Lamini. They're continuously walking him down and eliminating the space. And we'll see if there is any panic moves. You know, panic usually causes errors and mistakes. So we'll see if Lamini makes any mistakes through the panic of Penalosa. You see the feints, and then off the feints to 1-2. And that's what Lamini has to do. When you get a guy paranoid with your speed, your feints start to work a lot better. And that's what Lamini started to enforce there as he feinted into that 1-2 and it landed nicely.
Yep, Lamini working well in the orthodox stance, being a little bit quicker to the punch, and that's giving Penalosa a few problems. Penalosa leaps in with the right hook, just clips the forehead of Lamini.
But Penalosa keeping his concentration, he's remaining in position. Oh, head clash there, and that's another thing you got to be careful with the lefty versus righty matchup. Lamini bent in and Penalosa clashed heads, his face clashed with the top of Lamini's head a little bit.
Picked off again with that orthodox left lead from Lamini. And then good, the double up on the right hand, body then head. It's good work from Lamini.
Lamini with a bit more consistent work. Penalosa presenting himself in front of Lamini and trying to create enough panic to force mistakes. And we'll see how that resonates as the fight goes on, how that evolves things as the fight goes on, because Penalosa clearly unintimidated by the speed of Lamini, but Lamini's speed is having more success thus far.
That's Lerato. Lamini with the better work in the opening 2 rounds. Nice and quick, putting his combinations together, and it's a very good start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got to give it up for our opponent. We'll do so much there. The man with the funkiest champion in the house.
You see some of the work from the past round there.
There's a
clash of heads there. And then you got to be careful with that, because when it's a lefty versus righty, they're bending on the same side. So you're going to see the possible head clashes and also the possible tripping up of the feet, because the feet are also on the same side.
Often the southpaw orthodox clashes become very messy, but the way Lamini is boxing, he's keeping it nice and clean, and he's landing his shots. He's getting in, landing little shots, and then he's getting out without any sort of real danger so far. Yeah, he just seems to have a little bit speed and movement is giving Penalosa problems.
Yeah, he's not getting too greedy right now, because I wouldn't say he has the fight under control, but he's won the first 2 rounds. But he's not getting too greedy. He's taking what's there, and he's getting out in time to not be there for the Penalosa return. Penalosa, on the other hand, also not coming undone and not getting frustrated to where he's starting to wing wild shots. So it's still up for the taking there, as nobody really has control of this fight, but I've got Lamini up 2 rounds to none.
Yes, I've got to agree with that, Paulie. It's the better start, the brighter start from Lamini.
Creative, the combination there by Lamini as he doubled up the right hand. You see Penalosa, though, his position, he's trying to punch with Lamini. That's where Lamini's got to be careful. Penalosa, despite the flash kick combinations of Lamini, will try to punch in between them if Lamini gets too greedy and remains in the pocket for too long.
But Lamini, he's working that right hand good. You know, he's not just content with one right hand. He'll double it up and hit him twice with the right hand.
Yeah,
takes some doing.
And that's the thing, you know, the one thing we know, Glenn, is right hands work very well against southpaws. And Lamini's kept that in very nice. Nice little check hook there by Lamini. You see what he did with the feint. He got Penalosa's lead hand to kind of bite on it and parry at the air, and then he'll open up the opening for the short little left hook by Lamini. Very creative there. Very subtle stuff he's doing.
Now, what would you suggest for Penalosa? What's he got to do, Paulie, to just to put it into his favor a little bit?
I think
it's not working at the moment.
I think Penalosa's doing a good job as far as staying in position, so he's always ready to punch. And so he's always very reactive, but Lamini's timing him a little bit, so he's got to, I'd say, drop a couple of feints in there to get Lamini to falsely react to something. Because right now, Lamini is very reactive, nice little sharp short lead right hand there. And he's able to get out there.
Well, this looks good for Lamini, but it's really, the reflexes, it's how long he can keep that up, because he's relying very much on the reflexes.
Absolutely, and again, Penalosa continues to stalk with the pressure and cutting the ring, so it is creating sort of an emergency situation for Lamini in that he feels like he has to work. And that right there, good shots by Penalosa, and that could result in him fatiguing a little bit and Penalosa getting to him.
Yeah.
Good combination by Lamini again, but once again, Penalosa right there in the pocket, right there presenting himself, causing that panic.
Well, it was the best work we've seen so far from Penalosa. That little spell there.
With a good combination.
Combinations.
Good combination by Lamini, and again, that double right hand. Penalosa landing a couple of good body shots on the out of Lamini, and those could be good shots to keep in the bank.
Oh, he hit him with the right hand there. That just staggered the legs a little bit there. Now he's under pressure. Penalosa starts to unload Lamini for the first time under pressure. Lamini looking to trade.
And this is where you're starting to see the fight evolve a little bit. Two very skilled fighters with a bit of a different styles. Lamini, the flashy, speedy guy. Penalosa with a good combination at the end, and I think he's just begun to fight. Good round by Lamini, but Penalosa starting to get closer and open things up.
Yeah, I like that, the finish. He landed the more solid work. That was the best bit of the fight. He looked to stagger the legs just slightly, Penalosa of Lamini, and then he put the pressure on, and that was a good session. And I think that was the best bit we've seen of the fight so far. And for me, that just tipped the scales in the round for Penalosa.
Yeah, absolutely. The round was close because Lamini also did good work, but I'll say this. Penalosa's style is starting to impose itself a little bit as far as he was remaining in position. He wasn't letting the flash combinations of Lamini put him out of position, which sometimes can happen, where you start to overreact to the speed. He kept his position, he's keeping his composure, and because of that, he's now starting to get closer to Lamini. It's going to be interesting here in the fourth round. Two skilled guys.
This is the fourth of 12, and that was a good finish to the round from Dave Penalosa, who just showed us a little bit of what he's got and a little bit of why he's undefeated in 15 fights. A man from Cebu City and the Philippines, looking to make a name for himself like his uncle Jerry did.
Yeah, and both guys are, you can see this, you can see the boxing pedigree on both of these guys. Different styles, but really meshing well. Good technical fight.
Well, can Lamini stay as positive now? Now that he's felt a little bit of the power of Penalosa.
Well, there's a good right hand there by Lamini on the way in. But again, Penalosa not abandoning the plan. Obviously, he started to find success with it at the end of the last round, so he's continuing with it. And again, watch when Lamini throws the combinations. Penalosa doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't overcommit to the defense. Yes, he covers, some of the shots get through, but he doesn't overcommit to the defense. So therefore, he remains in position to be able to fire right back. And slowly,
what I like about
hook by
Penalosa, what I like about Penalosa, Paulie, is his face stays the same, poker face. Whatever happens, whenever he lands Lamini, he's not reacting to it.
Nope.
He's not showing any distress, and that's unnerving for a fighter when you're having success and you're seeing nothing from your opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially that he's closing the gap bit by bit. He's getting a bit closer. What he's doing here, he's forcing Lamini to work a little bit more. Now, and that's what I was saying earlier in the fight, where the pressure will make Lamini feel like he has to work a lot more. And now it's actually starting to happen, where Lamini is almost overcommitting to the combinations he's throwing, over-moving. Good exchange there by both guys.
Yeah, I think Lamini probably got the better of it with the right hand. And the heads clashed a little bit. I felt at the end of that combination, but that was some good work from Lamini.
And you got to be careful there with the head clashes, as cuts could open up here. A good right hand there on the inside again by Lamini.
He's found his rhythm
Good
again.
hook by Penalosa. I like Penalosa's not abandoning the body. When he does get Lamini to stop, he goes to the body. Lamini returned the favor there with a couple of body shots of his own.
This is a good fight, a good clash of styles. You know, normally the southpaw orthodox don't blend that well, but these two are very skillful.
Oh, good shot.
Right hand there.
And Lamini needed that.
And over Penalosa goes, taking the stand and count.
This was a round where you could have made a case for Penalosa, and he got himself knocked down. Good right hand there by Lamini, and again, that speed disguised it very well.
Well, that will give Lamini an awful lot of confidence.
And on my card, an awful lot of cushion. You know, the thing about this fight, I have it 4-0, and with a 10-8 round, it's going to look like a one-sided fight, but this is anything but a one-sided fight.
Yeah, well, I disagree with you on the third round. I'd give that with that good finish to Penalosa, but it's still the same thing. Lamini got a few rounds ahead there, and the knockdown that's put his confidence way up as well. Now he knows, you know, he may be poker faced, but you can't disguise going on the floor.
No, you can't. But this fight, I don't think Penalosa has yet begun to fight, as the saying goes. There's a good knockdown.
Know what happened there, Paulie? Well, Lamini missed with his shot. Penalosa just stayed looking at it.
But you
watch,
see,
he misses. He stands looking at it, and then he got caught.
But again, the positioning of Penalosa, as I was talking about, sometimes it also applies to your hands as well.
Yep.
Lamini didn't overcommit on that left hook. He took a subtle little step back. But if you're not going to fire right back, you want to have the hands up if you're going to remain in position like that. And there, the hands weren't in position to block or defend. And Lamini's right hand, when it landed, as it followed up, it landed, it scored the knockdown.
Well, the fifth round starts now of a very good fight in the featherweight division for the WBC silver title. Featherweight division, Leo Santa Cruz, WBA super champion, Josh Warrington, IBF champion, Guy Russell Jr., WBC champion. So I suppose it'll be...
I'm telling you, man, these body shots by Penalosa, I wonder how much effect they'll have on Lamini as this fight wears on, because Lamini's already the guy who's being stalked. And when you get hit with good body shots, the stalking only feels worse because he can't get away from it as much. Lamini doing very well early in this fight, but this is a 12-rounder, so it could get interesting in the second half with Penalosa's body shots really digging in when he's landing them.
But I think, for me, Penalosa's got to exert more pressure. He's given Lamini too much time to get his own shots
All
off.
body shots there by Penalosa. And I think the pressure can be upped a bit as you get Lamini to become less reactive if those body shots that are going in the bank start to slow him down. Right now, Lamini's too reactive, so you can't get too reckless as you stalk him.
See, good work there. Nice right hand down the middle, and then just moves out of harm's way.
Penalosa with a good hook on the inside there in between Lamini's punches. And he's done a decent job of punching in between Lamini. Lamini, not an easy guy to punch with because he has speed and he has feints.
Good work from Lamini there. Looking to lead off again. He's first to the punch. On the back foot, nice little left, right, straight down the middle from Lamini.
Yep, double jab, right hand, and the first jab kind of put Penalosa's lead hand. Oh, there's another 1-2 right there again.
Great reaction punches from Lamini.
Great body shot. But Penalosa's landing some good body shots this round.
Oh, and again, the right hand followed with the left hook. He's throwing the correct punches, and he's landing with the correct punches against the southpaw. The right hand, so important, straight off the shoulder.
Well, Lamini's showing some good wrinkles in this round. I tell you, Penalosa's not a bad fighter, and he's not even like doing bad in some spots. It just seems like Lamini's doing a bit more. But again, I'm going to say it again. I still remain curious how the body shots will affect Lamini in the second half of the fight, because Penalosa has landed some good ones. Good left hand there by Penalosa.
Nice right uppercut and the left hook from Lamini, though. And it's Penalosa still looking to stalk his man down. Lamini boxing well on the back foot. Good movement and a good round for them there. Pretty close round. We're going to edge that one to Lamini, though. And you, Paulie?
Yeah, I've got it the same. I mean, this fight very competitive. It just seems like Lamini's doing a little bit more in the rounds. But I wouldn't say anybody has this fight, has grabbed the bull by the horns in this fight just yet. Even if I've got Lamini comfortably ahead, I'd still say Penalosa can easily get himself back into this fight. And
Well, there's the good
right
work.
hand.
Yeah, good work. Straight right hand, left hook. You know, the reflex punches are very, very good.
Look
he's
at
finding
creative combination there. You see what Lamini did. He threw the jab, brought the left hand around to try to knock the right hand out of the lead hand out of the way for Penalosa, and then shot the straight right hand. So that little sweeping left was just a distraction to keep Penalosa away from knowing the right hand was coming. And sure enough, it worked.
What I like, you know, as well as speed and the rhythm, is the accuracy from Lamini. You know, he hasn't missed with many right hands.
No, not too many. But of course, Penalosa also comes back with his own return of, you know, little right hooks in between the combination, or some very good body shots. So we'll see if that can be a bit more consistent for Penalosa, because if it can be, you can see a lot of success coming.
I would like to see Penalosa exert more pressure. I think he's just standing off a little bit too much. You know, he's been picked off, you know, round after round. You know, this is where, you know, I think he's got to try some pressure.
And I think, you know, he's been pressuring all fighters, just hasn't been to a high degree.
The pressure is, you know, he's walking them down. You know, I mean, like trying to put 5 and 6 punch combinations together, trying to put it on him rather than just walk them down.
I think as if the fight continues this way and where he'll need a knockout to win, we'll see if he does that. I think that the time to do that, to take those risks against a faster guy like this, will come if he doesn't slow down. And right now, we're in round 6 of 12, so we'll see if, I don't know if Penalosa has to go for broke just yet, but it's going to get to that point if it continues this way.
Well, the 6th round, very entertaining, very skillful matchup. Two good fighters. Only one loss between them both.
Good sharp left hand by Penalosa there.
And that was Lamini in his very first contest, won his last 12. Penalosa 15 on the run.
Good hook by Penalosa as Lamini tried to get out after landing his own short left hook. And these are the harder shots by Penalosa there. And there's the right hook in between the combination of Lamini. Lamini comes back with a nice 1-2 himself, though.
And
good
again, another good right hand right down the middle there from Lamini.
And that's what Lamini wants to do. You want to land that good right hand and be out before you can get that return, because Penalosa fires off that right hook pretty strategically on the out, on Lamini's out.
You know, what's good about Lamini, Paulie, is, you know, whenever Penalosa looks to put pressure on, he doesn't panic.
No.
You know, even under pressure, he doesn't panic, and he looks to come back with a counter. Shots. Solid shots again from Penalosa. Comes off the ropes, Lamini, with a combination of his own.
Yeah, Lamini came off the ropes and landed last, which stays in the mind of the judges very well.
Well, it looks like he's kind of controlling the fight. Even though it's Penalosa that's coming forward, it looks as if Lamini makes him do what he wants him to do.
Yeah, and again, Penalosa does good things, and Lamini's stepping on his foot twice there. Again, the feet clashes, not just the head clashes, you got to be careful with these lefty versus righty matchups. As Lamini was stepping on the foot of Penalosa while hitting him with those shots. Oh, good one, too.
Yeah, that right hand, he's timing that perfectly, Lamini. Another good round from the man from South Africa.
Another close round, but one that I edged to Lamini. There's a left hand by Penalosa earlier in the round. Solid left cross in there. And I think some of the work Penalosa did as Lamini was against the ropes was also very good. But there's a combination by Lamini, and that was a good hook there.
Well, I've got Lamini in a handy lead at this point, but it doesn't really tell you the story of the fight, does it? Because, you know, he's doing a little bit more, Lamini, but, you know, he's always pressuring Penalosa, and you still get the feeling a good combination could change this fight around.
Yeah, I'd say Lamini's up in the fight, but he doesn't have full control of the fight, but he's focusing very well and concentrating very well. This fight is still up for grabs as we're at the midway point. Obviously, on the scorecards, Penalosa is going to need to make some rounds here and, you know, win some. But from a tactical standpoint, the fight is up in the air every single round.
Well, second half of the fight now. Into round 7 of this very good WBC Silver Featherweight Championship.
I'll tell you, Lamini has that sneaky hook right hand, you know, that little sweeping left hook and sharp straight right hand. He disguises it very well by establishing his jab first. A lot of times he'll touch, then watch. Now he's looking to come around the side, watch. You'll see it here. Or he'll come with the right hand first. And again, when you have speed and you have variation, it's hard to time you. Penalosa looking to come with some hard shots there, but he comes up a little short as Lamini gets out.
Still just Penalosa just waiting a little bit too long. He allows Lamini to get off first. And
look at the little jittery feints by Lamini, and that prevents Penalosa from being confident in closing the gap. See some blood streaming out of the nose of Penalosa.
Well, they were confident in the corner. Colin Nathan spoke to him at length, and you know, they fancied this job. They knew they had a tough fight in front of them, obviously undefeated fighter from the Philippines, but they were confident they had the game plan to win this, and so far they're going about it the right way. Good shots from Lamini, landing that right hand, whether he's thrown it after the left or whether he's led with the right. It's just been such a good punch.
Yeah, he's been creative in his ability. He's been very focused. I mean, he focused and concentrated every single round, and he needs to be, because Penalosa is still a live guy as he stalks, and he's ready. He's very reactive. Penalosa is ready to throw punches after every single one of Lamini's shots. So it takes a lot of concentration for Lamini. He's making it look maybe easy to the naked eye, but this is not easy because Penalosa is live every round and it's skillful himself.
Nice little right hand from Penalosa there, just on the side of the head. Blood from the nose, and looks like damage in the mouth of Penalosa. So these right hands are certainly having an effect. Another double up with the right hand from Lamini. Sharp little right hand jab there, little lead from Penalosa. You know, he's getting beat, Penalosa, but he's not beaten.
Yeah, exactly. Mentally, he still fancies himself in the fight. You can see it by the way he's reacting, the way he's behaving in the fight, and of course the way he's reacting to all of Lamini's combinations and punch attempts. He's firing right back, even whether he lands or whether he's coming up short. And even at the end of that round, you see him trying to cut off the ring as the bell rang. So he's still trying to bring it.
I think another round for Lamini. Agreed.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've got it a shutout, but it's not such a. I feel like the score also lies about, you know, the skill level of this fight from both guys.
But you know, it's a very competitive. Every round is very competitive.
Yes.
But yet Lamini is just doing that little bit more.
Yeah, and that's good, well said, because Lamini is being forced to earn every single round, and not just winning every single round by being handed to him, or because Penalosa is beaten mentally, because he's not. So Israel Adesanya, UFC interim middleweight champion, observing the action.
Done a bit of boxing, I believe he was saying, to us at dinner.
Yeah, yeah. 7 pro fights. He's actually 6-1. And a fluid guy like Adesanya, you can see actually, you know, how boxing would work for him. This Chuck Liddell, who had his own history of punch and power. You know, he had a lot of knockouts in the UFC with Chuck Liddell. So, you know, of course, guys who are good with their hands, only fitting that they're here at a boxing match.
Well, we're into round 8. Very competitive fight here, and some excellent skills we're seeing. Most of them coming from Lerato Lamini from South Africa, who's boxing the fight of his life, skillful. Great counters, leading off first. Nice work with the jab, nice work with the right hand against the southpaw.
And again, look at the little subtle feints by Lamini, that really little subtle herky-jerky moves by Lamini that, you know, Penalosa works hard to keep in position, but they get him to give slight reactions now, you see. And it causes Penalosa to lose a bit of distance to where he wants to be able to throw his punches, but isn't able to.
Well, again, I feel Penalosa needs, he needs a big round. He's got to take the play away. He's just he's giving Lamini too much time for me, and I think it's now time. You're well behind. You've got to bring something else in your game. You've got to close the distance down. You've got to have a big round.
Yeah, I agree, Glenn. A couple of rounds ago, I maybe disagreed because I felt like it wasn't quite time to go for broke. But I feel like good right hook there by Penalosa on the out by Lamini. But I think it's getting to the point where he's got to start taking some chances. And he's got to, I wouldn't say go for broke, but he definitely has to start thinking about it and taking a little bit more risks.
Well, he's not exerting a lot of energy, so he shouldn't be tired. So
he's taking a lot of shots though.
Yeah,
that
he's taking
tired too.
They sting a bit. But he really needs to give it a go now if he's going to turn the tide of this fight, because he's getting more and more comfortable, Lamini.
And in between combinations, Lamini gets enough space to where he can kind of recover the oxygen. So the body shots Penalosa has landed, they may be in the bank, but then the work in between them is not consistent enough.
Another good right hand leading off with that shot. It's worked to good effect from Lamini against the southpaw. He's really had the measure of Penalosa so far through this fight.
And one commendable thing for Lamini, you think a guy who's moving is running, but he's just stepping. He's stepping over. He's not running. You see, like a guy who's bouncing all over the ring. He's not. You see, he's stepping over. He's walking over. He's just changing. His steps are not really to evade a fight. His steps are just to change the angles consistently and be in and be out. And he's boxing masterfully.
Well, 8 rounds gone, and I think on your scorecard it's a total shutout. Obviously, it's a closer fight than that, but the rounds are going to Lamini.
Yeah.
However small, he's doing that bit more. I'd give Penalosa 1 round, and that was the third. I thought he did a little bit better.
You see, finish. And you can just tell in the action, Penalosa's reactive to everything Lamini throws. It's just Lamini's a little sharper.
Yeah.
But Penalosa's reactive to everything Lamini throws.
And it's good use of the ring for Lamini. As you said, he's not running away.
He's just changing the angle.
He's changing the angle. He's just stepping back, and then as soon as Penalosa regroups and turns around, he's back in the attack.
Absolutely. Very impressive performance so far by Lamini, but I got a feeling Penalosa is going to make him earn it all the way to round 12. And speaking of round 12, it's the first time Penalosa's in round 9, right?
That's right. So he's been there, Lamini, a few occasions into the later rounds. Penalosa never passed the 8th round, so this is new territory for him as well. And I think you don't want that when you're getting beat, you're behind, and you're getting out punched. You don't want to be in new territory.
No, you don't. What happened here? Is there tape loose or anything?
I'm not sure. I think the doctor's just maybe having a look at his nose.
I don't know.
Or mouth. There's definitely injury to the nose and the nose.
I don't know if I agree with this.
Jaw.
This is a professional boxing match. I don't know what you're stopping for a nosebleed for. His jaw is obviously not broke because he's opening in and out.
Yeah.
This is not an amateur fight. I don't understand what they're doing here. I don't know what that was. I have no idea what they just did.
No.
If that was an amateur fight, okay, I've seen that done in the amateurs. In a professional boxing match, I've never seen that in my life.
He was under no distress. He hadn't been on the floor. He hadn't been anything. I mean, if anything, he just give him a bit of time.
Yeah.
Do you fancy a break?
Maybe the doctor just felt like involving himself and show his face on TV. Body shots by Penalosa, and I tell you what, the rest did Penalosa good as he came out firing those body shots.
Well, after that, if anything happened now in Penalosa's favor, you'd be angry, wouldn't you, in Lamini's corner?
Yeah, of course. I mean, turning southpaw there. Combination. I think Lamini's back in rhythm now.
Missing wildly there.
Getting hit with some of the sweat.
It's the blood I was looking for.
You got a light-colored jacket. You got to be careful. Good left hand by Penalosa. Oh.
Yeah, nice movement. He's nice and relaxed. He's throwing his shots. The reflexes are good. Yeah, still, even on the defense, he's throwing shots and he's landing shots. I mean, that's skillful stuff.
Yep.
That's nice boxing from Lamini.
I mean, this is boxing 101, you know? And again, Penalosa's reacting to everything. So again, he's going to make him earn it. It's not like Penalosa's just here to trying to survive because he's hopelessly behind. You see Penalosa's bringing the fight. Lamini throws punches. Penalosa reacts. He may not land, but he's reacting. And that shows a live guy.
Oh, nice left hook there from Lamini on the move.
Yeah, good variation and creativity. He's in touch with the jab and brought the hook around.
This is good boxing from Lamini. Moving around, nice and relaxed.
Double left hook on the out.
Off. Yeah, you know, I think the referee might have seen something. I've just seen him sort of biting on his gum shield a little bit, moving his jaw around. See him doing it now? So I think maybe he is having trouble with that jaw, and I think that's probably what the referee saw.
It's possible. I guess we're going to give the referee the benefit of the doubt, but I've never had a broken jaw. People think of my jaw broke in the Cotto fight, but it was my orbit bone, so I don't know if you can open and close your mouth, but the doctor made him open and close his mouth when he went to check on him.
Well,
could it also be that he's having trouble breathing? Maybe his nose is busted up and he's trying to breathe out of his mouth?
He's uncomfortable. I mean, that's for sure. You know, the thing is, he's unable to lift the tempo, and he's been unable to do that all the way through the fight, Paulie.
Yeah.
You know, you keep waiting for him, and I know your argument earlier on that he didn't have to do it. Now he does.
Yeah.
Now he's, you know, he's getting desperate now. He's a long way behind. He needs a stoppage to win this fight. And I don't think he's got it in him.
Well, the thing about it is, taking punches also fatigues you. You know, Lamini's hit him with some good punches in the fight. But again, I still respect the character of Penalosa, because despite being way behind, another fighter might just pack it in and say, okay, let me just be happy going the distance. But he's not doing that. The bell rings and he's presents himself in front of Lamini the whole time and looking to fire shots, not just present himself in front of him. You know, he's not here for the season. He's here for a reason, and that's to win the fight. Oh, not good. And that was caused by the angle change.
Yep.
Nice creative combo.
Look at the jaw as well. He's fiddling with that jaw. He's moving it around. You know, he's got some damage there.
I'll tell you what, Glenn, there's also blood coming out of his nose a lot. I think he's opening his mouth to breathe. I don't know if he can breathe out of his nose. But again, a good combination there by Lamini and changed the angle, the step around after the initial punches. And that's where the knockdown came, and it would not have come if not for the good feet of Lamini to change to sidestep after the combination and continue that combination from the sidestep. We'll probably get to see that between rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, good rhythm by Lamini.
Well, the way he's boxing at the moment, Penalosa, I think he's resigned himself to the fact that he's not going to get this. You know, he just looks, you know, I think a fighter that still thought he had a chance there'd be a little bit more fire.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's still firing when he gets close. It's just he can't find the distance, he can't find the range. Lamini's feet too good, and change of distance too good.
Well, I think he's always got to fight. You know, he's a Filipino, you know, lots of pride. He's an undefeated fighter. I just think, you know, he doesn't know what to do with Lamini. You know, the movement, the quick hands, the reflexes, he just can't cope.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about with his mouth now, man.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me. Oh, good left hand by Penalosa. He's still firing shots with intent as well. I mean, that left hand he just threw it wasn't like a cupcake left hand. He's putting weight on them, you know? A lot of character in this game. Good body shots by Lamini. Nice body shots.
Nice little chip shot on the move, constantly moving. You know, he's doing the right thing against somebody like Penalosa. He's not giving him any chance to set his feet and look for a bit of power.
Yeah, and now he's moving a little bit more, but that's also to catch, you know, it's late in the fight. You want a bit more of a breather between combinations because it takes you a little bit longer to reoxygenate after you throw a combination. So Lamini, of course, stepping a bit more because, you know, you're in round 11, and to reoxygenate takes you a few seconds longer now after you throw a nice combination. Another good round by Lamini, especially with that knockdown. And hopefully we get to see that. Here we go with the shot. You see the sidestep right there, and that was, you see the initial right hand, the sidestep around. Somebody else, you know, a lesser fighter takes this right hand, steps around and escapes. But watch Lamini, throws a right hand, steps around, uses a little sweeping left hook, and then throws the remainder of the combination.
Excellent work.
Good shot. Usually somebody would get out, but look, this is a throwaway punch there, and then the right hand and the hook.
He's led with that, right hand all night.
Look at,
and it's worked. Then he just steps to the left and throws another one.
After the right hand, when he step around, the decoy left hook that he threw.
Even the guys in the crowd are imitating it.
They're trying to figure out how he did it. But I tell you, even after the sidestep, I love the decoy left hook he threw, because that left hook, that initial left hook he threw after the sidestep was not meant to do any damage, but it was a good decoy to put Penalosa's head back in position for the right hand left hook that followed that. So very creative, still thinking is Lamini.
Well, 6 minutes left in this enthralling matchup between two very good boxers, but it is Lerato Lamini that is putting on a little bit of a masterclass in here this evening. Excellent boxing. You know, he's getting the better of the work when he's leading off. He's getting the better of the work when he's countering. He's in with an undefeated, really lively, good opponent with excellent pedigree. But he is boxing textbook, Lamini. And he is well ahead on Paulie Malignaggi's card and my own.
Good hook there by Penalosa. Again, Penalosa's presenting himself there. He's coming forward, looking for that good shot. Lamini, very, very creative. You see how he uses that left hook there. It's a sweeping check hook, and he's using it not only to score, but he's also using it as an escape route. You know, he gets around, and he uses it, and he gets on the outside of Penalosa to escape after the combination. So it works two ways, that hook.
Well, Penalosa, he's on the front foot, he's pushing hard, he's trying to pin his man down. Still moving that jaw around, though. That's giving him some discomfort. There's a problem there somehow, somewhere. And Lerato Lamini, side to side. First left, then right, then backwards, then forwards. He's all over the ring, but then still manages to get off with punches. Oh, reflexes still working. The 11th round and boxing wonderfully. Lamini. Penalosa trying to cut the corners, trying to get closer, but just kind of get in distance and then get the shots off. Just not enough time. Doesn't give him time to settle.
Yeah, it's like Penalosa puts all that pressure on himself to stalk Lamini and get to him, and then he gets to him, and it's Lamini who's hitting him. You know, you do all that work, and then Lamini gets off first. Good hook there by Penalosa, but I don't know if there's anything left on these shots at this point in the fight. He's trying, though. But look, you know, a lot of times he's getting to Lamini. He finally gets Lamini to settle down, but it's Lamini who gets off first.
Penalosa finally pins him near his own corner. Looking a little tired, Lamini, as he danced back there, exerting quite a lot of energy, being on the move all the time. He knows he's well ahead, and he's just counting down the clock, Lamini. But it's with good footwork, and another round gone, another round in the bag for Lerato Lamini. 3 minutes remaining of a very good performance from the South African.
You see some of that action from that last round. I mean, he's very educated with that lead hand. You see him shoot it going backwards, going forwards. See, there's a little feint as he changes levels to get Penalosa to commit, and then he steps back and throws that hook right hand.
Well, Colin Nathan happy with his man. No doubt management, blazing on his tracksuit. There's no doubt in our minds at the minute that Lerato Lamini is 3 minutes away from getting himself a WBC Silver Featherweight Championship.
And here we go, round 12. Obviously, Penalosa needs a knockout. I'm sure they let him know in the corner that he needs a knockout. We see how Lamini fights this last round. Penalosa throwing those punches like he knows he needs a knockout as well.
Yeah. Oh, the right hook. He's really sitting down, looking for that right hook. Penalosa.
And as I said earlier in the fight, I said Penalosa will make Lamini earn it to the last round. And here he is still in the last round, still stalking.
Just a little warning there for pulling his head.
Referee smiling, telling him, I caught you, don't try that.
Well, he knows what he's got to do, Lamini. He knows Penalosa's loading up a little bit. His corner urging him on. Has he got one last fling, one last big attack? Lamini comes off the ropes, lands his own punches.
So look at this difference in the change in direction. He goes one direction, shoots shots. Goes in the other direction, shoots shots. So Lamini can fight going in both directions, throw punches going in both directions. And find the escape route going in both directions.
Well, he's got him on the ropes there. Now Penalosa opens up. Lamini comes off the ropes, lands two good right hands.
Penalosa also getting off some nice punches while Lamini stays on the ropes. So
nice little jab, back, moving around the ring. Nice and relaxed, Lamini. Well, he's inside the last half of this round. Penalosa loads up with the right hook.
You can see the main intentions on all Penalosa's shots. He knows he wants to knock out, and he needs it.
Well, the crowd appreciating this performance for Lamini. Just looks out into the crowd.
Nah, he was looking at the big screen, see how much time was left in the round. Yep. I've done that here once or twice in my career. Checking out the screen to see how much time is left in the round.
That's exactly right, the big screen behind us. Got to keep his concentration, though.
Yeah, because Penalosa is still punching hard. And he stops. Penalosa's
loading up another right hook there from Penalosa. He's counting down. Last 30 seconds. We've got now Lerato Lamani from South Africa on his way to a terrific win. Just gotta beat the clock here. Last 20 seconds.
Yeah, when he's looking back at it, he's looking back. He's like, this last round won't end. Because he knows he just needs to see the end of it. But he knows Penalosa needs a KO.
His arms in the air.
Penalosa's getting mad.
The last dash across the ring. He's done it. Jumps into the corner. He's got the victory. What a performance from Lerato Lamini. On the shoulders of his coach, Colin Nathan. You see Matolo in the corner as well. Big smiles, and that is a terrific performance.
Yeah, I tell you, this guy was a revelation tonight. You know, this guy...
He was in with a tough opponent. Penalosa always looked threatening, always looked that he had something, but, you know, never really got in the fight, did he, overall?
Never got going. Penalosa never got going, but I tell you, man, that guy will be back. I wouldn't write off Penalosa. Penalosa's a solid fighter, and he's only 28. He can come back, and you know, I'd watch him against anybody, and even against the top-level fighters in the world. I mean, I think Penalosa still can give problems, and Lamini become a revelation tonight.
He certainly did. Big smiles, and what could this mean to him? What sort of fight can he get now? Can he dare to dream that it might be a shot at Gary Russell Jr., the WBC champion?
You're both, you know, you're both.
So, that's a great performance from Lerato Lamini. And we're just waiting for the judges' announcements. He's happy, gives a wave to Paulie and myself. And I think you've pretty much got it almost a shutout. I give Penalosa 1 round. There's a couple of 10-8 rounds for Lamini, so he should be a very big winner.
I gave Penalosa the last round, as I think Lamini was trying to get out of it. Penalosa was trying to win it.
He most certainly was. So we await the judges, the result here. I think we've got the judges' scores in, and we can hand over to our MC, Jarud Kyle, for the result.
After 12 rounds of action here at King Abdullah Sports City, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Guido scores the bout 109-117. Judge Ray Danseco scored the bout 108-118. Judge Ian John Lewis scored the bout 107-119, declaring the winner. And now, the WBC Silver Featherweight Champion of the World, Lerato! Lights up, Lamini!
Well, I think there was a couple of judges had a lot closer than we had.